Welcome to the Tissue Gas Magic Solution training for advanced embalmers. Tissue gas is no joke, so please, if you haven't got the basics down, or if you're looking for a handout of safety and security, this is not the video for you. With that said, this training will provide you the confidence to go tangle ray with the beast, and with the right amount of due diligence, get the job done. Our slide does not just cover the preparation for these cases, it covers the etiology of this bug. Our research into the Clostridium nightmare has led us to classify the cases according to its progression. Transfer cases and contamination cases have been excluded of these stages. Stage 1 is likely someone who has been brought to the funeral home under pretense conditions with a history of heart problems and remained unembalmed pending authorization. From death, this decedent has developed a firm belly, which we presume is due to gas buildup in the abdomen. If embalmed by standard methods, we will most likely find distribution to the legs is near impossible, and our greatest threat is that this gas will begin to migrate into the blood. Dealing with stage 1 does not usually present most embalmers with much difficulty. Driving the trocar into the superficial portion of the abdomen to release the gas trapped within not only verifies the initial suspicion, but also reduces the pressure system's ability to prevent fluid flow to the legs. Manipulation of the injection site with consideration to the gas pressure system will yield greater results. Our supported method is to use a director cannula and get this into the aorta. Always provide thorough aspiration in these cases, not just for purposes of drainage, but for the purpose to channel the visceral tissues. Following the cavity work, do not use a trocar button. Allow any buildup of gas or air to escape. Signs of stage 1 failure would be swelling of the features or neck during embalming, purge following the embalming, Stage 2 is best described as a worse version of stage 1. All the initial signs exist as stage 1, yet the case is almost screaming there will be trouble. Purge, discoloration, and skin slip are quite common with these cases, as the chemistry of the body is changing rapidly. It is also noted from the internal gas pressure within, the superficial venous vessels have become distended. Our threats now include poorly distributed areas of the body will continue to decompose rapidly. Supported solutions for dealing with stage 2 include the use of the trocar to let loose, as we say, manipulation of the injection site, thorough aspiration, leaving the trocar button out of the equation following the cavity work, and a less water embalming mixture technique. As the chemistry of the body changes, you will have to account for that and balance the equation, so to speak. Increase your total solution concentration of formaldehyde by adding arterial or cutting water to achieve preservation that will last and diffuse into the tissues, resolving as many problems that would arise later. Accessory chemicals which claim to kill the Clostridium, balance the pH, distribute fluid, diffuse fluid, replace your water with them to achieve better results. You'll know how you did during, after, and dressing this case if you failed. Injection swelling, post-embalming purge, and under-embalmed areas can make real trouble for you later on if this isn't done right. When we get to stage 3 is about when we say things just got real. We have all the problems we have seen in the prior stages, but in addition we have some active tissue gas trapped within the body. Incision of the vein often shows gas bubbles arising. The odor is recognizable. This supports this gas can be found in other vessels in the body and cause vapor lock, a condition where fluid cannot pass easily. As fluid collides, the air compresses, increasing in pressure, making it harder and harder to overcome as it compresses. We identify the greatest threat being the Clostridium reaching the brain tissue. If this happens, we will in no time at all have enough gas buildup to completely distort the appearance of the individual. Our supported solutions for stage 3 include all of the aforementioned techniques: let loose, manipulation of the injection site, thorough aspiration, leaving open following cavity work, high concentration or waterless embalming with plenty of accessory chemicals, especially ones which claim to terminate the Clostridium, and the brain bomb, as well as hypodermics. The brain bomb we will cover in stage 4. As for hypodermics, remember to channel prior to and even after treatment with the arterial chemical, as the gas needs a pathway to escape. We will know this was a failure if we swell the individual during injection, if there's post-prep purge, odors from the under-embalmed areas, if the tissue gas remains active and begins to spread or develops in areas it did not exist prior to starting the case. We call stage 4 the nightmare, and for good reason. Signs include a firm belly, purge, discolorations and poor skin integrity, skin decrepitation, and distorted features. The problem is that gas is trapped within the abdomen. We have vapor lock, we have active tissue gas, and facial recognition. The threat is advanced decomposition will take place, and we will have an angry client family. The major issues will include distribution, body chemistry, vapor lock, and distorted features. The supported solutions for dealing with the nightmare, much like the prior stages, are to let loose, manipulate the injection site, thorough aspiration and leave open, incisions included, a waterless or less water embalming, the brain bomb, and hypodermic high index treatment where necessary. The magic solution to the nightmare we call injection methodology. Signs of failure will include post-embalming swelling, post-embalming purge. If we use a fluid solution below 8% total index, we're almost guaranteed a failure, and post-embalming gas migration. Following our treatment, we should always consider a gas mask and hypodermic treatment. Our injection methodology is going to include an order or a sequence of injection. Now, bearing in mind you're going to need high pressure, you're going to need to pay attention to your volume, and you're going to need to massage the tissue at the same time under injection. We do suggest handling these cases with at least a 2-person team, and obviously thorough disinfection of all your instruments is a must to avoid transfer cases later on. Here's our body map. We want to begin our injection at the subclavian vessels. Injection would be west with a solution of at least a 10% concentration and a volume of at least 16 ounces of fluid under conditions of concurrent drainage. Adjustments by the operator would be necessary. This is based on a 160-pound individual. We would continue our injection as follows. East of the right subclavian artery, south of the right common carotid artery, south of the left common carotid artery, west of the left subclavian artery, east of the left subclavian artery, north of the femoral arteries, and south of the femoral arteries, all under conditions of concurrent drainage. Great care must be taken as you inject the face of the individual. We suggest doing usually at first, rotating the head left and right, and massaging the face with massage cream under injection. This will help to release most of the gas. After doing so, consider injecting simultaneously under massage as well, and channeling tissues as necessary through the common feature builder points. This will assist the massage to evacuate any gas trapped beneath the skin. The brain bomb technique is a method by hypodermically passing a needle through the nostril, through the cribriform plate to reach the brain. Inject above a 10% solution at least, or straight cavity chemical, to neutralize the tissue gas which is active in the brain. Here's a few important points. You need to know as an embalmer, Clostridium bacteria will be terminated at an 8% solution or greater of formaldehyde. That is not to say you shouldn't use as many additional accessory chemicals which claim to kill it. If there are more than one opportunity to kill this thing, you should take every opportunity. Air within the vessels can become trapped, and so channeling of the tissue may be necessary wherever that is. If it's the features of the face, if it's trapped under the shoulder, wherever that is, it's important to channel out those areas and treat hypodermically. Thoroughly aspirate the viscera, removing all gas. Also, channel all of those organs and treat with cavity. Always use a high index cavity in there as well. As previously stated, formaldehyde kills this thing. Consider a gas mask with gas channels for the face if it's very distorted, and the back of the skull. When we say gas mask, what we're talking about is much like a water pack. You do the same with air, and you'd use it in any way that's going to help to apply pressure in all areas of the face. This way you could restore the facial features later on via any restoration chemicals or feature builder. Treat any active areas that you find of tissue gas post arterial injection hypodermically. Always leave your incisions open. We say don't pass gas. Tissue gas can form rapidly and completely distort the appearance of someone entrusted in your care, so always handle decedents with extreme care and reverence. Data suggests that there is in fact a correlation between this condition and the handling of decedents. Always attempt to support the head and shoulder areas above the lower extremities while transferring decedents. While you increase the pressure on a reaction involving reacting gases, you increase the rate of reaction. If you support in the incorrect way, putting pressure on the abdomen is going to cause the Clostridium to multiply even faster. We say tipping is not just a place in China when we talk about tissue gas. It's a nightmare come true. Here's some supporting data for our slide. Clostridium perfringens is one of the most common causes of food poisoning. And if you read on, you'll see food poisoning has a tendency to mimic a cardiac event. This could mean someone who has died of the Clostridium could wind up in your care under the pretenses of cardiac arrest. The gas is produced through glucose fermentation. And so the brain, being made up of mostly glucose, is a harem for this Clostridium bacteria to multiply. Egyptian embalming included the removal of the brain. And so we suppose and wonder and question. If you liked our training video, tell someone. Any issues? Please tell us. We are your Mortuary Magic store, and we are committed to making embalmers better.
Introducing the original alternative to traditional cavity treatment. The pressure pump injector. Hypodermic application. Waterless casing. High pressure arterial embalming. Pulse action. Trigger control. You can even clean your cavities. The pressure pump injector. Mention this ad and we'll even charge you double. That's right.